Yeah, so I thought this was really interesting. So they started this new order ahead concept, but like they specifically wanted to test the new drive-through. And I think it's a number of reasons like why they started this. So we talked a little bit about trouble attracting workers, right? So this is kind of their way to say, okay, we're short on labor. Let's try to find a new tactic. Let's try to see what else we could do. And so then I think the other thing is the experience of the drive-through. So I think the way that they set it up was very, very interesting. I can actually share my screen so I could show you guys the video. The way that they kind of have it is just, you straight up just go in. Doesn't seem like there's any staff that you could have interaction with. You just simply have an interaction with the pocket kiosk, which is something that, or the kiosk, which we talked about before. And so if you want, you could kind of drive in, pick up your order. It doesn't seem like you're interacting with any staff at all, which is really, really interesting. Um,
Wait, that's a
yeah, like
robot?
literally,
It's like a robot arm?
yeah, like literally,
Who's
you
that?
see, you don't really have any interaction with any staff, which is not really something that, I've seen too much before, because usually when I go through a drive-through, I have to interact with some staff in order to get my order. But you see here, like, they just literally have the bag just come out like this. So just thought it was really
Mhm.
interesting. And like how they're really kind of looking for this staffless concept altogether, and it kind of like seems like it's working, or it could work. um, so curious to hear what you guys think about that. Like, does the complete absence of staff, what will that do for a restaurant? Because I know for me, like at least if I'm ordering at Starbucks and I'm driving through, I get to interact with someone. I could say, hey, like, my order's a little complicated. I like maybe, X amount of pumps on my Starbucks. And like I maybe want like half whipped cream or something like that. So um how do you guys think that interaction with the customer and a McDonald's, for example, would change based off this kind of model? And maybe if it's like something that we think would be maybe potentially even better in terms of just timing perspective, because they get their order faster.
First of all, if you are one of those people who has that kind of specification, you can make it at home. That's my first observation. Second is I'm so happy all those pranksters who make YouTube prank videos who go up to the cashier and do pranks. I'm I'm happy they all lost their job. Fuck them. All right. So that's another group I would like to go after. The third group I would like to go after is these labor unions who's trying to unionize restaurants, and in the middle at the end or middle of a pandemic, right? They're trying to do it at Starbucks, they're trying to do it at all these other companies. I think it's nuts. I think it's nuts because restaurant average hourly is around $22 right now in the country. 22 blended, right? So I think a combination of everything that's happening, including the shutdown and how long it lasted, including the six figures in restaurants that have closed for good, including 500,000 less labor in our space right now, same time compared to last time in pandemic versus now, we have less 500,000 less people working in this space. All of it combined, how long can a restaurant uh, what else can a restaurateur take, right? It's just like we're piling on to them more and more and more already in a business that was thin margin to begin with. This was a tough business before the pandemic. This was a shitty business before the pandemic. The only reason people do it is for the love of food and community and entrepreneurship, right? So I think this is a response to all the FUs we've been giving restaurateurs. And I think it's one that is never going to like fully replace humans, but support a restaurant that does not have enough labor. Because who wants to work in this space, right? There's so many other gig jobs. Why would you want to work in a restaurant, especially when they were shut down for so long? So that's my response. But is that how you offer your coffee, Gabby?
No, I drink tea,
Okay, just
as
curious.
Hadi would say,
Okay,
swamp
you don't even
water.
drink coffee.
Oh,
Swamp
fancy.
water. Cool.
That's it looks like an
Okay.
ecosystem. You ever see those terrariums? With, to me, it just seems it's a little too cold. You know, there's just something about that drive-through worker's indifference and passing me my order that I actually do quite enjoy. You know, and I enjoy going there. I enjoy leaving a tip, even though they might not ask you to, because that's part of the interaction. So I think fast casuals that are chains are going to invest into automation, and they have a get out of jail free card right now because people are not applying. People don't want
Yeah,
it to be long term.
but McDonald's is not
Yeah.
Carbone, all right? Like you're
Yeah.
not
Oh, of
sitting
course.
down and
No,
you're
no.
like, hey,
So
make me my Caesar
here's
salad table
No, I,
side.
I, I
here's
think it's going to
the
become a premium. I think service is going to become a premium. I think eventually, as
I don't think service needs to be. I don't think someone needing to take a frozen patty, put it on a grill for X seconds, and put it inside a bun and give it to you is going to need anything premium. I think you just want your if you're driving through, you that's a version of off premise. That's like ordering from home. And there's a lot of things you'll get that is discounted that you are fine with discounting, right? If you go ahead and try to sign up for the experience. You don't care who's making your Chipotle, you don't care if they're
yeah.
nice, you don't care all you care is it's accurate, right? Everything you ask for is what is in there and it's consistent.
yeah,
Right, McDonald's just comes from the perspective of like cost. Always, their dollar menu is like being consistent and like their ability to execute on that and like to maintain that kind of that value menu is going to be important given inflation, given everything that's going on. They have to go and figure out new ways to like when we're ordering online. Like, how often do we care how many people like interacted with the food that we're receiving, or whether or not the this burger that I'm eating right now was flipped by a human or by a robot, or whether it was like the delivery driver was a person or not. Like we're not really thinking about that kind of stuff very often. I think that this is just continuing. Like one part of it is it's a response to changing costs in the industry and rising costs, but I think the other response is like they're testing the waters. They're really poking it and say like, how far can we take this to like where people still don't care? Like, like let's get rid of all the staff. Let's get rid of all, like, I don't even want a person handing it to you. Like, let's just have a little robot thing, just wheel it out to you. Right. So they're really testing the waters to see how far. I mean, like Panera is rolling, like, they rolled out for 2 stores in New York, a drive-through that is, like the voice is all AI generated, all AI just talking to you and saying, what would you like? And, and like, you could just talk to it and you say like, I would like extra this. You can do full customizations and stuff like that in the drive-through. And so they're testing that out as well too. And if that goes well, I bet that they're going to start to expand that out. Because like I think what Nabil mentioned is true, is that the people care about accuracy a lot of these places more than anything, and I think that, like, if you're going to a fine dining or a sit down restaurant, that maybe you're going to be caring more about the service and how that's all operated there. But like, I think that for McDonald's, they're just trying to maintain their prices and maintain their costs and make it so
Can I just
it's
say
attractive to users.
no one wants to flip a burger. I've not met anyone who said, I'm 6-year-old, my dream is to go ahead and get old and flip a burger. So it's not like they want to do it anyways. I think as we replace jobs that people don't want and we don't care about, they will get better jobs. Hopefully, not in that order. Hopefully, better jobs are there and they're leaving for that spaces. And it seems like 500,000 people have. And so now we have to replace them with automation. This is Hadi's idea of service. Can I just show you guys, since we're picking on him a little bit? This is Hadi's idea of service. Ready? This is how he wants his Coke. This is how he wants his Coca-Cola.
Oh, this is a place in New York. They had the syrup, and then they had the soda separately. They kind of mix it.
I heard
Yeah.
about this. Yeah.
This.
It's part of the. No, look, I think
Hold up. Hold up. This is how Hadi wants his Coke made. Hadi wants better service. This is how he wants his Coke. He wants someone to-
specifically that man, because it looks like he's a Jets fan too. Is he a Jets fan? I know.
like that.
Does look tasty.
Look, what I'm saying is that by McDonald's doing this and more fast casuals adopting it, it's going to make service more premium. Like other restaurants that offer service.
You don't even go out to eat, bro. You don't even
That's
go
true.
out.
Well,
to
I
eat.
think this could help that. So let's say you go to McDonald's and you're an extra sauce person, and you're like, I always get extra sauce. Now the next time you come, they'll take a note of that and they'll be like, oh, okay, you got X chicken nuggets. I know you usually get extra sauce. Here's some extra sauce for you. And all of a sudden you feel special. right? Whereas like if you go somewhere and you order, that person that served you is not necessarily going to be there and remember. So I think if anything, this could maybe be more powerful from a customer experience standpoint, because you'll have that ability for data, and you'll have the restaurant to be like, okay, I know they like extra sauce, I know they're picky, this is what I know that they like. We have the notes, let's give them what they want.